Nick Fuentes and Sneeko destroy Matt Walsh?
This last weekend, the beef between Matt Walsh and Sneeko reignited over this.
This is the thing, right? The right wing has obviously moved to the, position that Israel should not be using our government elected officials as marionettes. And I think a lot of people on the right don't like that this is being called out, and they'll shift the goalpost to discussing anti-Semitism, when the reality is, I don't think it's anti-Semitic to say that you don't want your government to be controlled by another government. Pretty obvious. And Matt Walsh, boss, is a Zionist, right? Ben Shapiro is a Zionist. Pretty sure he literally said word for word that the reason he loves America is because he makes sure that that America is taking care of Israel. That's why he loves America so much. And Matt Walsh works for this guy. So, yeah, I think he's worth criticizing.
This guy, Zohran Mamdani. Matt Walsh arguing that Mamdani won because he appealed to tribal interests of foreigners and for no other reason. Sneeko, on the other hand, disagrees. Sneeko's position is that Mamdani won largely because he refused to sell out to Israel, questioning Matt Walsh's allegiance in the process.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that everybody remembers that video that went super viral of Mamdani being henpecked because he was refusing to go to Israel for his first.
Shapiro's Israel first, America last. I think he's definitely said a bunch of times that he cares, in many cases, more about the quality of Israel than the quality of America. Because he said, for instance, that he doesn't care about the browning of America, which is something that if you're an American patriot, you should care about, right? If the demographic of your country is fundamentally changing through the government using immigration, that's something you should care about. If the government is basically making it so that infinity Indians, Mexicans, and third world residents are coming into your country fucking easily in numbers you can't even count, you should hate your government, or you should protest it. He doesn't care, but he would care if it was in Israel, right? Literally. Israel's an ethno-state.
Trip as New York City mayor. And just for the record, I completely agree with Sneeko. I think it's probably 80% of the reason, with the rest being a combination of his statements on policing and his focus on the affordability aspect. And I am by no means a fan of Mamdani. But this argument between the two influencers spanned over the next 4 days, ultimately culminating into Sneeko throwing down a debate challenge, taking aim at the fact that Matt Walsh is owned by Ben Shapiro.
Yeah. Matt Walsh is a fucking pussy. What he's trying to do is get the audience to think that I'm a 70 IQ communist third worldist. If I'm so retarded, Matt Walsh, then ask your dad to debate me. Call up Ben Shapiro and say, please, daddy, can I debate the guy that I'm so angry at? And you know what happened? He probably did. And he said, no, nah. Hung up the phone.
Well, Ben Shapiro won't debate Nick Fuentes, so he probably would make it so that his platform, being the Daily Wire, wouldn't air a debate between Sneeko, who holds some similar opinions to Nick, against one of his hosts, Matt Walsh, right? He's just going to control the narrative, which I think is not good if you're a person who advocates for free speech and open debate. If you support open debate and then you're not supporting open debate, it's like a little fucking hypocritical, isn't it?
Or he's just a fucking pussy and realizes he knows.
Or he's just a pussy. Maybe he's not a hypocrite. He's just a quivering pussy.
He's on the wrong side of history.
That might be it.
He cannot defend his points, so he's going to continue to say that, I'm Haitian, and I'm a communist, and I'm a terrorist, and I'm an Islamist. Nobody believes this fucking bullshit anymore. People are tired of it. Matt Walsh, shut the fuck up or just debate. Stop tweeting at me. You're wasting everyone's time. Just like your boss, Ben Shapiro's.
The problem with Matt Walsh is that he just takes the easiest layups that he knows conservative audiences like to hear. So he'll just, and I do this too to some extent, so I'm not above it, because it's a quick cash grab, just saying something people want to hear repeatedly. But the thing is, Matt Walsh is a multimillionaire. I'm not. So I think my, excuse is that I need to make money. His excuse should be, at this point, nothing, because he should be just speaking the truth regardless of where his money is, right? So, he just kind of is like, oh, trans people are bad. Anti-white racism is bad. These are all things that everybody on the right agrees with, right? And I think at a certain point, when you're just beating the dead horse, repeating that shit nonstop, it's like, dude, Matt, we get it. Yeah, Matt, okay, are you gonna make fucking video 930 about how trans people are bad? Dude, I think I got the idea by episode 500. You know what I mean? And I think Matt Walsh should debate Sneeko. He should debate Nick Fuentes. Ben Shapiro should debate Nick Fuentes. I don't like this whole thing where you're gonna blackball people based on them being farther right than you. Like, that's that's retarded, right? These people would all debate people that are insanely farther left. They won't debate people who are only slightly more right than them. How does that make any sense? Like, if you're thinking about platforming bad actors, that doesn't make any sense. Destiny has debated Ben Shapiro. Destiny is insanely far left. Ben Shapiro is right. So if we look at Ben Shapiro as here, Nick Fuentes is like here to the right. Destiny is fucking here to the left. So it doesn't make any sense.
Wasting away, eating at
Acheeto, are you right or more center? Definitely right wing, 100%.
this country. Shut the fuck up or debate. If I'm retarded, you would be able to debate me. If a retard that I disagreed with said, hey, debate me, I would debate him. Because
and moist fence sitter, ha, dude, that's crazy that I messed that up. If moist fence sitter critical can debate Nick Fuentes, then Matt Walsh should be able to as well.
it's a retard. It's a 70 IQ retard. Now everybody knows that you're disingenuous. You don't mean what you say. You can debate transgender college students,
Yeah.
but when it comes to the retarded communist Haitian, now you're scared. What is a woman? Two genders. That's all you can debate?
Yeah,
Is
literally.
two genders? Shut up. You're selling out your country. You're trying to say that, I snake Catholicism and Christians. Ben Shapiro laughed in front of you about nuns and about priests being pedophiles, making fun of Catholicism in front of your fucking face. And what did your
True.
little goy slave ass do, Matt? Okay. You sat there like a good little goy and did nothing. I'm the evil guy destroying Christianity. You're selling out your country and your people right now. Talking about the left, it's the
W. Goyam, dude.
transgenders. What year do you think it is? You think people are still talking about transgenders? This is the problem? Transgenders run the government? Pack has transgenders?
what?
This is the problem? Transgenders run the government? Tran Pack has 98% of their politicians winning
Dude.
elections. No, Matt, it's your boss. Therefore, it's you. You work for them. You're selling out white people right now. You're talking about the white. You put on your flannel shirt. Matt Walsh every stream puts on his flannel shirt and I just went fishing. I'm an American and I'm doing something for this country. And talks about transgenders and the left. That's who killed Charlie Kirk, a trans.
Yeah, dude, at the end of the day, fighting trans people only gets you so far. Like, I understand we have to fight back against the mental illness, but let's say we solve it. Like, let's say all transgenders are gone, okay? Nobody is identifying as trans anymore. Is the country saved? Like, you think you solved the problem, you really didn't. Like we could make every trans person revert to factory settings and be happy with it, and the country would be like 5% safe. Our country is controlled by foreign adversaries. We are literally a occupied government. We are, in a lot of cases, thinking that we're free to say things that we're not. And a lot of the problems in this country, I think, are not being spoken about, and what is being spoken about are things that are pale in comparison to the significance of the unspoken, right? So, 100%, yeah.
Gender. That's why the white race is declining.
Yeah.
That's why there's gay pride flags in all the churches in America.
Yeah.
Most of them. Because of the left. You think that's the reason why? Was it the left who started Epstein's Island, Matt Walsh? Was it the left who owns Donald Trump? Is Trump pushing in the chair for the left? Or for Netanyahu? Is it the left that's bombing Iran after they said no new wars? So just shut the fuck up already.
Right.
And just like clockwork, Matt Walsh responds with an excuse of why there is no reason to debate Sneeko.
Wow, this guy seems upset, but why would I debate Israel's influence on American politics? Because you work for a guy who debates Israel's influence on American politics? Yo. This Matt Walsh guy is fucking retarded, dude. Yeah, this guy seems upset, but why would I debate Israel's influence on American politics? Because you're a political person? Because you're a political commentator? Why would I debate something political? Because you're a political commentator, dumb fuck. Yo, this guy's really retarded, bro. I don't think any foreign government should have any influence over our country. Okay, so if that's your position, then you should be able to defend it in a debate. What? He wants me to defend a position I don't even hold. He's too chicken shit to debate. Chicken shit? I've never even... Okay. He's too chicken shit to debate the areas where we actually disagree, such as his love of communism, his romanticization... I hope I'm saying that right. Romanticization? fuck you, Matt Walsh, for using this word, of the third world dumps and the fact that he's an apostate traitor to the Christian faith who's so desperate for attention and clout he switched to Islam just for the clicks. Bro, this is so bad. This is a terrible response, bro. He's too chicken shit to debate. It's like, bro, then okay, debate him. He literally called you out to a debate and you won't debate him. You're calling him scared to debate when he's the one who called you out to debate. Are you a fucking retard? That makes no sense, bro. Huh. What? He wants me to defend a position that I don't even hold. Okay, so if you don't hold the position that Israel should influence America's government, then you hold the position that Israel shouldn't influence America's government. So then why do you work for a guy and support an organization and a network that supports all the things that you don't support? That makes zero fucking sense! That makes no sense at all, Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh is a fucking retard. Why the fuck would you support an organization and a network that believes in something as serious as this politically that you don't believe in? That makes no sense. Would you still work for the Daily Wire if they were trans inclusive? Yeah, I don't fucking think so. So why the fuck are you still there? Because you know Ben Shapiro supports Israel's influence over the U.S. That makes zero fucking sense. And it makes me so mad that this guy has gotten so much money and fame being like completely, evasive to this conversation.
This is becoming a serious problem. This is now multiple instances all in a row, from Tucker to Nick and now Sneeko, that all of these
Why would Sneeko claim Islam, not be willing to defend it? Of course he would, bro. Matt Walsh is running from the debate, not Sneeko.
mainstream pundits have no issue smearing or sniping from a distance, but absolutely refuse to directly engage in a debate. All of us can see it. Sneeko even had Klaus who agreed on all of the same fronts.
So you're a 19-year-old white man.
Yep.
What do you think of Matt Walsh, and where is the future of this country going? Because the energy is with, guys like you.
Yeah, absolutely. So Matt Walsh is clearly just...
Matt Walsh asked Sneeko to debate Islam, and Sneeko said no first. He's literally challenging him to a debate. Bro, the ball's in Matt's court.
A shill. He's clearly Shabbos goy, whatever you want to... Walsh is clearly just a shill. He's clearly Shabbos goy, whatever you want to say.
Brutal.
And I think it's really ridiculous to avoid the debates with the alternative platform streamers.
Yeah.
Because they think I'm a media personality, and I have a network. I don't need to debate this kick streamer.
Yeah.
But this is who Zoomers are watching. They don't understand. This is the main thing now.
And also, if you're gonna play the elitist thing, I work for mainstream media, which is really just Ben Shapiro's company.
Yeah,
you fucking sell out. Then stop tweeting at me.
Yeah.
He's writing fucking paragraphs all the time. Yeah. Saying
rage baited him.
You would happily sell the whole country down the river and embrace the destruction of our culture and identity by anti-American barbarians, so long as the barbarians also hate Israel. I would say you're an insidious phony, but I think you're too retarded to be as insidious as you seem.
Yeah, and they sneak in the retard. Look, guys, I'm cool. I'm based.
Yeah.
Using the base word.
Dude, that's so true. Yeah, he never uses the word retarded, but then he drops it in that paragraph to signal that he's actually dope.
Yeah, and they sneak in the retard. Look.
Dude, I fuck with this guy so heavy. Clav, he is the future, okay? Anybody watching this video on YouTube, DM Clav on Twitter or just ping him or something. Ask if he wants to hop on stream. Actually, no, don't ask, okay? We don't do that. We don't ask for consent. Demand that he hop on stream with me. I really like this guy. I like what he has to say. W looks Maxer. He's Chad. He ascended. I want to know what steroids or peptides he took to look better. This is my goat clavicular.
Guys, I'm cool. I'm based.
Using the base word.
Yeah.
And also, if he's so angry and he thinks I'm stupid, then you should be able to crush me in a debate.
Absolutely.
That's what I thought. And so I just said,
W
I'll
Clav.
debate you then. Tell me the time and place your boss approves of. With the
it's awesome. He came out of nowhere, out of the looks maxing space, and he's getting politics more correct than people like Matt Walsh, who have been in it for fucking 15 to 20 years.
The shocking dog.
That's funny.
And it got the ratio, and then I waited 2 days. He didn't respond, so I said, "Good boy."
Yeah, exactly. Well, because he obviously has his people, his producers say, "Hey, this isn't a good idea." Sneeko might be able to, because when you get someone on open air, things could really take a turn any direction. You force them into positions, you force them into taking sides. Whereas when he's just got his like well-scripted TV show with a bunch of
Dude, Crash Out Ginger in my chat, why are you mad that I'm attacking Matt Walsh? Do you love him that much? Dude, if you love him that much, you should love for him to debate Sneeko and stomp on him, right? We're on the same team here, bro. We want the truth to prosper.
like people in black suits behind the camera.
See, even the token white guy gets it. And like, what are we doing here? It is so obvious across the board, the mainstream older elements are not on the same page as the youth. So maybe instead of assuming all of their positions, you should like, I don't know, debate them. Enter in Nick Fuentes.
Get back to work, Matt Walsh.
Get back to work. Do not criticize Israel. Oh, yes, sir. Yes. Get back.
This last week,
No, fuck. I lost my timestamp. Okay, wait, where were we?
Get back to work, Matt Walsh. Get back to work. Do not criticize Israel. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Ben Shapiro.
Nick, if you don't,
Come on, Acheeto, explain how Matt challenging Sneeko 2 years ago, it's Sneeko running, but Matt is scared. I never said he's scared. I mean, maybe I did say he's scared. I actually don't know. I lost my train of thought. But, like, bro, listen, the clock says 2025, almost 2026, okay? Dude, Sneeko's clearly willing to debate now. If he was a pussy back then, I probably criticized him back then. Okay, 2 years ago, I was shitting all over Sneeko. I probably still will shit on him if he does something shit-on worthy, okay? Matt Walsh, I've never shit on. It's his time. It's his time to get shit on. Fuck, where'd my watch go? It's his time to get shit on.
no, has had a long-standing beef
He voted for Mamdani, okay? Okay. What the fuck does that have to do with this?
with Matt Walsh for basically as long as he has worked for the Daily Wire. Not the same as Ben Shapiro, though. With Matt, it's different. Indifferent in the sense that some of us are still holding...
Also, stop capitalizing every message you write in my chat. I can see what you're writing. You don't have to make it big and readable for me, okay?
out hope.
Sneeko is a grifting retard, one who also is deserving of a fair debate because he has a huge platform.
Hope that Matt will see the light and leave the Daily Wire. Nick, however, came to the defense of Sneeko on this particular issue and did not hold back.
If you're out there and you're supporting this, you're a cuck. Matt Walsh, you're a cuck. I'd be ashamed if you were my dad. You're a pathetic excuse for a man. Fuck you. And I saw Matt Walsh, who works for this little guy. I saw Matt Walsh, who works for this little guy, Ben Shapiro. He got in a little debate with Sneeko. And Sneeko is what he is. He's a Muslim. He defends Haiti.
Yeah.
He defended Zohran Mamdani.
Yes.
And Matt Walsh likes to pivot to that.
This is exactly, bro. Chatter, listen, Nick is talking to you.
He says, Walsh.
Listen.
He defended Zohran Mamdani.
Not good.
And Matt Walsh likes to pivot to that. He says, well, Sneeko's brown. Sneeko's Muslim. Sneeko's the third worldist. Yeah, and you know what, Walsh? All those things are true. What's your excuse? You're right, Matt. Sneeko is Muslim. You're right. Sneeko is Haitian. He is non-white. What's your excuse?
W. Nick.
Here's the difference. Sneeko is taking his own side. Sneeko is Haitian. He speaks up for Haitians.
Bro, I am groiped up this winter. It's going to be a groiper winter. It's a Wang half winter. Wang half winter. It's a Wang half winter. All right? Wang half!
Sneeko is Muslim in part because he's influenced by Malcolm X. And
My skin is white and yours isn't, so be quiet. Okay.
Sneeko's part black. He's taking his own side. And you could say what you want about that. But in principle, he's loyal to his people. What's your excuse? Enough with the deflection. Enough running cover for Israel while heaping disdain on brown people. We all see what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Matt Walsh,
Shifting
as much
the
as you
goalpost.
beat your chest about being American and being white and being Christian, you are a cuck
True.
for a Jewish Zionist who hates Christ, who doesn't like
Brutal.
Europeans, and isn't loyal
Brutal.
to America. And he signs your paychecks, and you work for him. And you say you're personally loyal to him? You are the biggest joke, cuck, traitor, embarrassment to our people there is. What's your excuse?
Jesus.
Seriously, people have had enough of all of these white people beating their chest about being white, being Christian. I'm American. I'm a heritage American. And yet you cannot even stand up for your own country's independence because you're terrified.
Brutal.
Can't stand up for your own church, your own savior, who they hate. Can't stand up for your race, which they also hate. And at the minimum are apathetic about our extinction. And by the way, Matt Walsh said to, I think, Megyn Kelly, he said, well, I'm personally loyal to Shapiro. He said, Shapiro's my friend, and I'm personally loyal to him, and no one's going to make me go against him.
He's cooking.
You know what Shapiro said to Megyn Kelly
so
a few
hard.
days later? He said, personal friendships don't get in the way of my morality. If someone's being anti-Semitic, I'll call them out for it.
Bruh.
And that's the difference between a bitch and someone who's serious. That's the difference between a slave and a master. That's the difference between a vassal and a feudal lord. That's the difference.
Bro, I want to be a feudal lord. What the fuck even is a feudal lord? How do I become that? That's so tough. I never even heard of that. How do I become that? Chat, can you guys help me become a feudal lord by subscribing for $4 a month? Yo, who wants to give 50 subs and make me a feudal lord?
Matt Walsh said, Ben Shapiro's my friend. I don't care that he hates America. I don't care that he hates Christ. I don't care that he's working for Israel. He's my buddy. He's my friend. I'll never betray my friend.
No. You would betray him, though, if he was pro-trans, right?
And Ben Shapiro says, I don't care if you're I don't care if you're my friend, if you're anti-Semitic.
Bruh.
That's the difference. Those people are serious. Those people are ruthless. You think they're your friend? Matt Walsh, you think he's your friend? Tell him what you really think about Israel. See if he's still your friend. Or maybe you don't even know. Maybe you're just ignorant.
I don't disagree with anything that was stated there. How could you? In truth be told, that clip highlights everybody's biggest problem with Matt, which isn't that he supports Israel, it's that he lends his voice and credibility to a network that does, which in effect does indirectly support their cause.
This is exactly what I'm saying. Like, he could just Brett Cooper this. Brett Cooper has more balls than Matt Walsh does, which is insane, right? Yo, A-Lin with the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate that so much. That's $25 you've just paid for probably my lunch and dinner today, so I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It goes a long way. It's something where if you actually believe in something, at a certain point, when you have the money and the fame, you have to stand up for what you believe in, right? He doesn't have much to lose, you know? So why doesn't he tell the truth? Like, you'll have the same fame if you leave Daily Wire, the same money probably, maybe a little less, but you'll gain the newfound respect of a lot of people.
And I really do enjoy the fact that Nick has now used this father-son reference on first Kevin Roberts and now Matt Walsh. If you were my dad, I would be ashamed. And I enjoy it because not only is it accurate, it really does drive home the perspective that a lot of us younger guys hold of the older generations that precede us. Whether it be because the guy gets dog-walked by his wife and his kids, or that he guzzles down beer on Sundays and basically is a Dave Portnoy clone with no care in the world of what's going on around him. Those are the type of men that we and the younger generations are tired of being around, tired of dealing with, and quite frankly, just like tired of hearing from. And some a lot more than others. But this is where I should be putting Matt Walsh's response. But there wasn't one, which is predictable. There's no mention of Sneeko, no mention of Nick, just blindly moving forward, pushing the same points.
You can't ignore Nick Fuentes anymore. He has breached containment. He is like the most viral conservative on the planet. There is no ignoring Nick. You either debate him or you shut up, okay? If you want to criticize him on the right, how about you fucking debate him? I'm sick of these people who want to act like they're worth listening to, but they don't, they're so unserious, they won't even have a conversation with like the biggest commentator on the fucking planet. It is brain dead. Show up or shut up, pussy. It's 2026 almost.
Got clapped on Twitter for. Now I went and checked. I watched as His most recent episode that came out less than 24 hours ago, no mention. I checked his episode that came out prior to the weekend, no mention. So now that censorship has failed, we're on to phase 2, which is gatekeeping.
Yes.
And it's kind of sad. It makes him look disturbingly weak. We all know you can see and hear us, and there's no amount of like putting your fingers in your ears and saying that's going to make us go away or make this ideology, this movement just disappear.
Yeah.
And think about this. The boomers, gatekeepers, and the mainstream are telling us like we don't belong in the movement or hell, even America, but they expect to accomplish this by ignoring us. Like, yeah, we're all going to move and answer at your beck and call. It's like they expect us to behave how they were treated. We're saying no. You know, what is this ivory tower mentality and like where did it come from? Why and how are so many of the so-called conservatives that represent us just not that? Why do Ben Shapiro and Matt...
It really bothers me how people who want to pretend they're the voice of, you know, the right wing will just ignore all the concerns and criticisms coming from the right. This is why young people like Nick Fuentes, because he is young and he understands the problem and he talks about the problem, right? You have these boomers who are like Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh adjacent. Maybe they understand the problem. Maybe they don't talk about it. Maybe they talk about it, but they're not talking about the actual problem. So it's usually one or the other, right? They're either talking about something that isn't the problem, or they're talking about something, or they're not talking about something that is the problem, right? And so they kind of go hand in hand. And listen, I agree. Matt Walsh, I mean, listen, he probably has done a lot for, in general, people shifting rightward on trans issues, maybe anti-white racism, sure. But when push comes to shove, when the pressure starts to rise and the conversation shifts into something where his boss disagrees with him pretty vehemently, that's it. He just doesn't say anything. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. You are doing what you are bitching about right now. Yo, you are a random retarded human being in my chat who I had to mute because you said the same thing 5 times in a fucking row. Shut your goddamn mouth and never speak again. You are not even worth a crumb of my attention. The 5 seconds that I'm about to give you of my time is more than any person will ever give you in their entire life. You are a worthless vermin. Get that ass banned, as low tier God would say.
Walsh, along with the rest of the crowd, feel entitled to tell me what to do. And this is really where we actually get to a bit more of the heart of the matter, which is you are getting revolutionary vibes from the youth because they are exactly where the founding fathers were.
Radical problems require radical solutions. Nick Fuentes is a radical person, and he is addressing the radical concerns of young men. Women have never been more liberal in the entire history of the United States, which is a radical problem. There has never been these sorts of attitudes on social issues than in any point of history, right? And so the reason Nick Fuentes is so popular is because he has a radical solution. He talks about these things in direct opposition on the opposite and equal side of the spectrum.
They look at a system, a crowd of people, a network that's supposedly meant to represent them. It's supposed to be a body of government that works for them, or is in effect meant to protect them. And when all of us look at the people who are in these positions, nobody sits there and says, wow, he's me. Wow, he really gets it. And it was funny because in one of those episodes, I can't remember if it was the first or the last one that he put out, he's talking about how in one of these Georgia elections, the voter turnout was like 20%.
And for example, I saw some posts talking about how in the Atlanta metro area on Tuesday, Democrats managed to flip counties that went for Donald Trump last year by 25 points, 26 points, and 28 points. And those figures sound really striking. After all, how could any county go from overwhelmingly supporting Donald Trump to voting Democrat in just 1 year? How could these numbers possibly be accurate unless MAGA is on its last legs? Well, the problem with this analysis is that on Tuesday, turnout in Georgia was only about 20%. Hardly anyone voted because it's an off-year election, and the race didn't have any national implications at all. Right. So the people who did vote weren't saying anything about the Trump administration or the state of the country or anything like that. The election in Georgia determined the makeup of Georgia's Public Service Commission.
And so he was using that as an argument that it wasn't that the area shift towards Democrats, it's that these conservatives didn't go out and vote. And my question to you, Matt, is why the fuck do you think they didn't go out and vote? It's because people are no longer buying what MAGA and the conservative movement is selling. they quickly had the rug pulled over their eyes from the Iran war to all of the Israeli
I'm pretty sure this guy is subscribed to my channel. Atlas Thugged is the maker of this video. He is so right. It's actually scary. Like, not just right. I didn't mean like he's so right-wing, it's actually scary. He's so correct, it's actually scary. I know people personally who were so MAGA they purchased hats that have burned with fire the hats because they think Trump has sold them out. They think that Trump is a fake. They think he's implicated in the Epstein files. They don't think he's been honest. Excuse me. And they think that overall, Trump is not what they thought he was, and that the Republican Party is not the party they thought it was. They feel betrayed by Trump. They feel betrayed by their leadership. The movement they bought into is not the movement that they see right now. And so they're disgusted.
influence to now we're getting 50-year mortgages. We're getting 15
What? Yeah, what the fuck is a 50-year mortgage? Like, you'll never own a home. MAGA. Kill yourself.
year car loans. And Zeb Boykin had a great point on this on X just like not too long ago. I think it was last night. He posted a picture of a 15-year-old car and he asked the question, how many of these do you see on the road? The answer is obvious, none. All of the solutions that the current conservative network is providing is answering none of the problems that we are dealing with. And in fact, the longer that we go with this continued ignorance of what is actually happening, the frustration and anger and contempt is going to grow. So we can either be adults and actually address the problems in the room, or we can keep doing this he said, she said, and ignoring each other and sniping each other and being women online. But
well, incredible video by Atlas Slugged. I completely agree. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. And I'll see you guys all later. Goodbye.